Let's speak now to Nick Timothy, the man who's replaced Robert Jenrick in the Shadow Cabinet. We appreciate your time with us this morning, Mr. Timothy. Thank you very much. Can we just establish a couple of things from the outset? Is Robert Jenrick a friend of yours?
Yeah, Rob's been a friend of mine for some time. It's obviously disappointing that he's decided to move on. But the thing is, what we learned yesterday is the clear contrast between the Conservatives led by Kemi Badenoch and the other parties and what they offer Britain today. The public are sick of the backbiting and the backstabbing and the lack of seriousness in our political parties when the challenges that the country faces are so serious. Kemi was given irrefutable evidence of what was about to happen, and she acted very decisively and bravely, and that's the kind of leadership that she's offering the country.
OK, I'd just like to step through some of those things with you, if I may. So he is a friend of yours. Have you spoken to him? Just get through a couple of things quickly, if we can. Have you spoken to him since this happened?
No, I haven't spoken to him.
OK. So you talked about the clear, irrefutable evidence. A lot of people have got theories about what that was. Transparency is a wonderful thing. You must know what the evidence was, who found it, what happened. Can you tell us?
Well, as I understand it, a member of staff passed the information to Kemi's office, and I believe some of that information was actually published yesterday, so it's quite clear that what Kemi was given was accurate. Rob's behaviour subsequent to Kemi's announcement proved that.
And material,
and
sorry, forgive me, Mr. Timothy, you said material. Could you just expand a bit? Is this a piece of paper lying on a desk? Does someone take a photograph of it? What happened?
I'm not in a position to expand.
Do you know that?
Do I know what?
Do you know what the actual detail of it was? Because this is going to carry rattling on for a while. It'd be a lot easier if people who knew just told us.
Well, the party actually released some of the material yesterday, so I think you know it's accurate, and you also know it's accurate because Rob's behaviour after Kemi's announcement proved that what she said was correct.
Yeah, I'm not questioning its accuracy. I was just the process by which it was discovered. Who saw it? Who passed it through? That kind of thing.
I'm much more interested in the substance of politics rather than these kinds of process conversations.
So your party leader has said it's not a blow to lose someone who has lied to colleagues. So what did Robert Jenrick lie to with you? You're one of his colleagues. What were the lies?
Look, I don't want to get into what goes on in Rob's mind.
I'm sorry, I'm quoting your leader, Kemi Badenoch. That's the reason I asked that question.
Yes, and I'll complete my sentence if I may. If you want to understand what goes on in Rob's mind, you'll obviously have to interview him. What I'm interested in is what the Conservative Party can offer the country, and I've just been given an important job as the Shadow Justice Secretary to come up with the plans that the country needs so that we have a really strong justice system, so that we can get our courts right, so that we can get sentencing policy right and our prison estate into the condition it needs to be. These are the things that the country are interested in, not which bit of paper was left where and which staffer did what.
OK, so we understand there was an away day. I'm not sure if you were involved in this, at which Robert Jenrick has said that he put to everyone at the away day that Britain is broken, and the reaction he got was that no one understood what he was talking about, and he walked away from that thinking, my time here is done. Can you tell us, I mean, did that happen? What was the occasion? Can you give us some colour to that?
I believe that's a reference to a recent Shadow Cabinet away day. I've only just joined the Shadow Cabinet, so I wasn't there. But that characterisation of my Conservative colleagues is completely inaccurate. The party is incredibly engaged with tackling the serious problems the country has. Look, the Conservative Party suffered a serious defeat in the general election 18 months ago. It's our job to understand why we lost, why, in the end, the party didn't do what the country wanted, and to understand the size of the challenges that the country faces today so that we can offer the right kind of prospectus to the electorate next time round. And if you take those things together, whether it's about the new economic model that we need to build, whether it's about the mission to restore our lost sense of shared identity, or whether it's about reforming the state so that we're actually capable of getting things done, those are really serious challenges, and every day I work with other Conservative MPs on those challenges, and I know the seriousness with which they take that job.
Yeah, and I'm sure, Ms. Timothy, you understand that we will, no doubt, I will talk to you about some of those very serious issues you addressed. I'm sure in the future there are questions that still remain over what has just happened, and one of them is for your party how much concern there is that there will be others who move to reform. And we're hearing very different things. People are saying there may be many more. What can you tell us about that?
Well, I can speak for myself, and I can tell you that I joined the Conservative Party as a 17-year-old, and I will die a member of the Conservative Party. But the reaction yesterday in Parliament was actually one of surprise that Rob would do this, but also resolve, because the party, I think, is more united under Kemi's leadership than I've known it for many years. And the reaction of my colleagues in Parliament was to be impressed by the way Kemi handled the situation, and pleased that she'd been so decisive.
One of the allegations from Mr. Jenrick was that you and your colleagues in the Conservative Party, frankly, are not sorry enough for things that went wrong over a period of time. There's just not enough of that being said. Do you think he's got a point? And how sorry are you, now that you step into this shadow Justice Secretary role, for the problems that have happened in the past with the Conservatives when they were in government?
Well, I mean, I actually just proactively brought this very point up, didn't I? So I think from my perspective, it's very obvious that when you lose an election, that shows that the country isn't happy with what you did in office. And it's certainly true that in the last few years in power, the country was let down by some of the things that happened.
Is that you saying sorry? I'm not clear. Is that you saying sorry?
Look, I've said as a Conservative, I am sorry for the way the party handled certain things in those last few years, and I've been very open about that since I was elected for the first time 18 months ago. The Conservative Party will not move on and not persuade people to vote for us in the future in the numbers that we need, unless we do look them in the eye and say we understand why we lost that election. I'm more than willing to do that, and I know my colleagues are too.
Nick Timothy, I know you're just in your new job, Shadow Justice Secretary. We will, of course, speak to you again on other matters. Thank you very much.
Thank you.